Hello, everyone. Meghan, honestly, how could you do this? Whatever she does, I think it's fake and calculating. She's on a mission to harm the world. It's lucky she was born a nobody. I think if Meghan was born the president's daughter, she wouldn't know how many more people she would harm. She was just born Thomas Markle's daughter. On the other hand, I hope Meghan can do what she says. There is no getting around the fact that Meghan Markle appears to be adamant about ensuring that she creates a significant distance between herself and Harry's family. The members of his direct family, who are members of the British royal family, such as His Majesty the King and his older brother, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, are not the only members of his family that we are discussing. No, she has made up her mind to carry out this action. Now, pay attention to this. This is something that is both very interesting and quite serious at the same time. Obviously, I am attempting to discuss the CBS program that airs on Sunday mornings, since the controversial interview with Oprah Winfrey, which took place a long time ago. This is the very first time that Harry and Meghan have conducted a tandem interview. This time, I am able to inform you that I have watched most of this footage, which talks about cyberbullying and other similar topics when it comes to the internet. What I find most remarkable is the question of what it is that makes these two individuals specialists, and how did they become experts on these topics all of a sudden? Do you understand what I mean? As an example, Harry is babbling on about, first responder. Isn't it simply a ludicrous piece of claptrap? You have no notion what the meaning of it is. On the other hand, you could say that all they need to do is get their sand changed. Wouldn't you agree? Individuals are aware that their followers are fed up with them, and they are attempting to convince them to concentrate on the things that are beneficial to them as they are. Is that the case? As you can see, Meghan Markle was the person who played a significant role in this, and her team, as we always have to say, were the individuals who supposedly arranged for this interview to take place with CBS. However, I have had the opportunity to work with CBS News in the past, and I can tell you that it is a fierce organization to work with. Without a doubt, it is not at all warm, inviting, or cozy. I was present during the time that Katie Couric was in charge. Let me tell you about that incident, which I believe I have already shared with you, and it was not a pleasant one. Katie, on the other hand, was not one of my opponents, to tell you the truth. I am not a timid violet, and you have to show that you are not afraid to support yourself. On the other hand, the question that is intriguing is why they chose CBS. Well, there are actually two things. Meghan made the choice on her own. She is of the opinion that these are going to be the most advantageous alternatives. I would also like to bring up a couple of points regarding this. Every single question was sent in advance, and they were all answered. Therefore, all of the acting, the raised eyebrows, the pauses, and the guts, that, actually was all well-versed. All of the questions that the presenter was going to ask, there was not a single one that took place by chance. However, what has really surprised a lot of people is that CBS is the person or the company that you generally avoid as much as possible if you are a supporter of the British monarchy. This is because CBS is, of course, the person or the company that you avoid, and this is simply due to the fact that they were the channel, of course. Back in the early 2000s, in 2004, that had the nerve to actually portray in a documentary the times that Princess Diana, who had passed away, was in her final moments. This is something that Harry would be aware of. William absolutely is aware of, and of course, Charles Spencer, Diana's brother, is aware of it as well. Charles Spencer actively criticized them in the media at the time these events occurred, in light of the fact that Charles and Harry have lately gotten together, and it is evident that they did so alongside Diana's sisters. They have made an effort to maintain their support. It would have been reasonable to assume that Harry would have seen the red light and decided that it would be best to not proceed with this channel. Why did they leave you? Mainly due to the fact that every other channel was unwilling to comply with the questions that were asked in advance and all that they desired to do. To put it simply, It is a puff piece, and it does not present any kind of difficulty. Television networks such as NBC, Fox, and ABC will not do that, and that is where the difficulty rests. At this very moment, Harry and Meghan are located here, but it is only natural that Meghan would be aware that this problem exists in the world. To tell you the truth, she was a voracious reader, a follower, and she was literally a sponge for all Princess Diana had to offer. There are some individuals who are of the opinion that this is going to simply cause another wedge in addition to what was a good close relationship with Diana's family. Of course, this is quite crude, and I would have expected that Prince Harry would have avoided it as much as possible. I don't know how you feel about it, but I find it rather offensive. Unaware of the situation is Meghan. Always and forever, it is all about her. Since when can society tolerate such despicable people? A drug addict and an actual bully promising to protect children from online bullying is not only hypocritical, but also gaslighting and dangerous. Never tell me he's pathetic. Princess Diana's death really has to be put in the past. I'm sick of Henry regularly bringing up his mummy. It is pathetic. He is turning 40 this September. With all the years of therapy, he still hasn't worked through his issues regarding his mother. He clearly has not been with a good therapist. No one ever calls Henry to task. Yes, it was devastating, but at some point, you would think he could deal with the realities of his life. I feel sorry for his children. He is a 12-year-old man-ish child. In fact, they live a life begging from others. Most mature adults stand on their own 2 feet, and when they encounter challenges, they adjust their lifestyle to address the shortfalls. These two fail at every turn. Meghan, that woman, is trying to get people to write nice things about her, or nothing at all. She says nothing about her very own Sussex squad who are working for her. They are disgusting and attack all of the royal family, the Queen when she was alive, William's children. Besides, it's nuts because he was following a script that she gave him. Did you spot the look she gave him when he went off script? If she can be like this in an interview, what she likes behind closed doors, she is beyond evil in my opinion, and my eyes too. Honestly, their actions seem to have become some sort of creepy stalking. Let's not forget that Meghan bullied a 3-year-old Princess Charlotte until she cried. How could Jane Pauley stoop so low as to let these 2 liars have their way in an interview? Shame. Here. Anyone who thinks it is acceptable to bully a 3-year-old baby is despicable. Anyway, how do they get away with that? The reason is that she lectures Harry on what he has to say. He's always fidgety and close to an anxiety attack every time he has to do public speaking. I have a message for Meghan. Reconcile with your father before he dies. Stop trying to get money from Harry's father. No kidding, and the longer she claims to be 42, the more ridiculous she looks as she enters her golden years. The Hunchback of Montecito is withering away and becoming skeletal enough to frighten small children and house pets. I wonder when she will tone down the black dye on her hair. Maybe the tendril locks that she has hanging in her face could hold their natural cigarette shade better, a more mature reflection of her age. Clearly, another beige interview with 2 evil bullies who don't mean a word that is coming from their mouths. Harry's trying to bully his father into giving him what he wants, and then he has the nerve to say he's trying to stop cyberbullying. Harry opens his mouth and stupid comes out. Abusers like to isolate their victims. She is doing a great job. Who does Harry have left from pre-Meghan? Yes, Harry apparently didn't notice anything was wrong with the then pregnant Meghan when she lay on the floor, crying that she wanted to commit suicide. Is he now saying he didn't recognize the symptoms and didn't in any case know how to respond? Do you feel that poor Diana is just a cash machine for those 2? So not using CBS would never be a thing for them? This is one of the reasons that I dislike Harry so much now. It's a shame how the lovely, affable young man that Harry was has sunk so low. Another example of Harry's jealousy of his older brother. Same topic as William on cyberbullying, but the first responder bit gives it all away. William was a real first responder as a helicopter pilot, and Harry is trying to make himself a first responder as a parent. What a load of bollocks! A couple of things. Harry looks ridiculous and sounds ridiculous in the video. Of course, first responders are trained to handle a person in distress. That is a part of their job. And let's remember how he has verbally bullied his own family in his book and interviews with no thought to how his words would affect George, Louis, and Charlotte. First, Harry says parents need to be first responders. Then he says the best first responder in the world wouldn't be able to see the signs. So why should parents be first responders then? In addition, does Harry not realize that first responders don't show up until after an event? I just wish our royal family would pull the rug from under the toxic duo once and for all. There are many more important issues going on around the world right now. People are fed up with all of their sniping, lies, gaslighting, and disinformation. Well, thank you for watching my video. How do you feel about the issues I raised? Don't hesitate to share in the comments below. I hope to receive a lot of love from you, the audience, by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Now goodbye, and see you again.